What's up everyone, it's Roger here from DisKingdom.com. It is Sunday, it is time for the DisKingdom Daily News, so let's jump into some of today's stuff. Okay, so for Marvel fans, kind of some good news really, I think, from the Marvel movies world. We're going to be seeing Infinity War, which was originally set to come out in two parts in May 2018 and May 2019. It now looks like they're going to be just calling the first movie Infinity War, and they're going to be giving the second movie a second name, rather than just doing part 1 and part 2. Now, the Infinity War is going to basically see all of the Marvel heroes combined together to take on Thanos. Now, I think with this part 1 and part 2 thing, we've seen it with Harry Potter, we saw it with also the Hunger Games. Now, the thing is with the part 2 side of things is sometimes that can put people off because if they haven't seen the first one, they won't see it. But also, I think doing it as a standalone movie, it might be better to kind of have that sort of ending when you see the first one. It's going to be interesting how they do this. I like the idea that they are maybe just making it part 1 and part 2, but also there is that I have a counter argument of maybe together that would have been one big epic movie and they don't need to kind of finish it off. But then you kind of think, I always think back to like Empire Strikes Back. That movie just sort of ended. There was no big final finish. There was no big, kind of ending where everything turned out alright, and maybe Infinity Wars should just finish with that, finish with just this big thing of the villain kind of gets the upper hand. Occasionally that needs to happen in these kind of movies just to kind of be different. There is so many superhero movies out there, so I think Infinity War, the first one, would be great if it just literally just ended with, the villain sort of taking control and you literally leave it on a cliffhanger so you want to watch the next one, rather than maybe using part 1 and part 2. I just think it's kind of interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Okay, so if you use the Disney Playdom forum, which can be used for the Marvel Ultimate Alliance and also Star Wars Commander, definitely worth going in, and maybe if you use the same password for other items, go in and change those, because it looks like the system got hacked, and while no credit card information or anything like that got out, usernames and passwords have. So if you do have one of those accounts, you might want to go in and just change your passwords on all the other things. Don't log in and change it on Playdom, but if you know what I mean. It's just one of those situations that sometimes happens. Disney have put out a statement about it, and you'll find all the details up on DisKingdom.com. Disney have announced a brand new line of new action figures called the Ultimate Line. These ones kicking off on the 1st of August with Captain America and Black Widow, priced at $34.99. Come with 30 points of sort of articulation, and just in general, they look pretty cool. They look more to be played with than maybe to be displayed, but they are about 10 inches tall, so they're big ones to play with. Kind of reminds me of maybe, put Action Man, sort of G.I. Joe kind of thing. Nice big figures to play with. And I think this would be a really big hit for kids to play with, because they kind of got that look of nice big chunky toys to play with. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. And as per usual, guys, remember, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. If you're also on the audio versions, you can subscribe there. And if you're on Facebook, give us a like as well. And also just like to thank Ethan over at sortapps.com and Magic Band Collectors for being once again this month's Patreon. A big thank you for all of his support. And finally, as per usual, guys, remember, check out DisKingdom.com for all your latest news.